you're a quantum researcher and you're trying to drive quantum, and you believe that the states can coexist at the same time, right? From linear time, what would you expect? So these subatomic states that coexist, like you said, the mempool, there's a whole bunch of things that, probabilities that could exist, that then get collapsed by energy to one state that does exist, and you can't unwind that, right? So now, what would it look like from your view in quantum, right? What would that experiment look like for people measuring from linear time? And what would you expect to see there? There you go.
I mean, we're seeing error in and error out. And so because physics doesn't understand what measurement is, they don't actually understand the ontology of superposition itself. And so they don't understand that this is a pre-measured state. And well, they do understand it, but they don't understand its ontology. And so you're looking at something akin to the mempool. And so they're attempting to manipulate the mempool, like creating error and adding manipulation before the measurement occurs. And then you're getting exponential error on the other side of that. And that's because they don't understand the causal order of measurement itself. And so you're getting exponential errors, but then you're also being asked, trust us. We can't verify any of these things ourselves. We just have to simply trust that these outputs are true. And when you look into all the quantum information, regarding Bitcoin, they're pre-solving the answer and then putting it into the machine.
And pre-solving in classical computers.
Yeah, pre-solving it in classical and giving it the specific output. And we're just saying, this is all nonsense. It just doesn't make any logical sense because they can't answer for what the boundary of time is. They don't have an architecture. And we're trying to keep it at least constructive in saying Bitcoin is the answer. Like, Bitcoin is physics. Like, everyone is looking for a theory of everything. Bitcoin isn't a theory. Bitcoin is a theory that is instantiated with energy such that it proves itself every 10 minutes. And when you really pick at the problems of what's going on, you can't ever solve the problem of truth without it being a temporal process. We don't know if Bitcoin will ever contradict itself or double spend until the next block is mined. And only when that block is mined do we know no contradictions. So this is a temporal process that we have to understand as to how classical or binary information emerges as a process.
I think as a wider audience, since we really don't have a lot of time to go like in depth, I think with what he's saying that we've come to the conclusion that Bitcoin is our best reference point for understanding these types of questions and creating a new logical framework to think through and from. But Bitcoin doesn't actually matter if it doesn't solve the double spend problem. And so I think that narratives have evolved over time and more people are coming in. And it's this idea of perfect money. But perfect money can't exist if the double spend problem isn't actually solved. And so I think it's important for us to think through what is the double spend problem, because that's really what the white paper that launched all of this starts from and what it's actually solving for. We don't see it as purely a computer science problem. We think the nature of it is that the double spend problem is a concept that exists across all domains at all resolutions of scale. So we see the double spend problem as a physics problem, and it should be contended with that way. But if it's only thought of in one dimension, it's only related to computers, physicists are never going to pick it up and explore what is the double spend problem. So I think we want to be constructive in presenting that it's worth it to explore the double spend problem as a physics-based problem.
So how sure are you, each of you, so again, lots of people will trust the experts, move to fear, not do work. You're coming across as new experts in something that you're saying you shouldn't be scared of this at all. So how sure are you?
As long as there's never a double spend in Bitcoin, 100%.
As long as there's never a double spend, I'm completely confident, gain confidence every single day that what we're talking about will make sense.
Where can people find you in our last 10 seconds?
BitcoinLens.net. Don't trust us. Verify yourself. Come help us, please.